Whenever we're doing an offshore fishing show like this one or previous ones, there's one common denominator. We're always looking at and watching the water. What does that mean? First of all, before we make any trip, we get on the computer and there's heaps of great current sites. This is rip charts. There's also others like seasurface.com. They've all got one thing in common. They're pinpointing the water. They're showing you how the currents move, which is going to help you to find the fish. On this show, we're fishing basically between Bermagui and Tathra, and there's a common thing we're looking for here. All the boats in the area, how do they all end up in one spot 80 kilometres offshore? Quite simply, we look at these charts, and for bluefin tuna, we're looking for the still water or the edge of the break where there's not a lot of current. Very simply, the bigger the arrow, the faster that water is flowing, and this is showing the direction the water's moving. The smaller the arrow, the slower the water's moving. And if you look at this area right here, that's basically straight between Tathra and Bermagui. There's a very, very small arrow there, and here there's arrows pointing down, arrows pointing that way, and arrows pointing that way. It means that water is still and it's spinning around in the circle. Bluefin tuna love this calm water because they're quite lazy. We pinpoint these areas, and it's not X marks the spot to within a 2 metre sort of radius, but it puts us in the area of what is a very big piece of ocean. The other thing you can do is click on something called altimetry. All these rings that show up here, they show upwellings and downwellings. Upwellings are where the good nutrient-rich water is hitting the surface, and where an upwelling, which is this one here, meets a downwelling, which is this one here, that strip in the middle is the nutrient-rich water. That is where the fish are going to be, and it just so happens that that dark line there is right where those bluefin tuna are. The other great thing about these sites, they give you water temperature, which is just so important to what we do. It's not everything, but it is important. All these different shadings, the blue to the green to the purple, it means different temperature. If I put my cursor right here where we think those tuna should be, I click there, it says 17.8 degree water. Any of these patches of water here that haven't got cloud on them, you're going to get a temperature reading. You can find those temperature breaks, which is also a key to finding game fish.